Hi. Hello, everybody. It is Pip here. Welcome to my Happy Occasions card demonstration today. Pip Topman here from queenpipcards.com. Welcome. Whether you're coming in from my card making membership, or if you're here on Queen Pip Cards on Facebook, or if you're finding me on my YouTube channel, welcome and hello, everybody. Oh, hi, Jackie. Hi, Pat. Oh, you're coming in from Dallas. Hey, it's nice to hear you. Hi, Melly. Nice to see you on here as well. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Gillian. Oh, everyone's flying in today. Oh, yeah, it's a bit miserly here. We've got it's very dark and dismal, but hey ho, I've got my lights on. Hey, Joe. You're here at the start, but not for the end. Okay, fair enough. So just in case you're wondering if you can't see some of the comments, you can see some but not all of them. I can see all of the comments because I'm streaming to 3 different places. But the comment, I get all the comments, but you're only going to be able to see the ones that are on the channel that you're on. But that doesn't matter because I highlight comments that are on here, so you can see what other people are suggesting or asking or deciding or saying, etc. So you're all going to feel kind of part of the show. Hi, Cheryl, listening whilst at work. Shh. We won't say anything, but it's good to have you here. Hi, Yvonne. Hello. Right, so how are we all? Good. I hope you've had a good weekend. I hope you had some nice chill out time, crafty, relaxing time. I asked in the group who's doing some crafting this weekend, and they all came back, no, I've got gardening, I've got this, I've got that. It's like, no, you need to have some me time, and I'm here to tell you why you need to have some me time here today. So we're going to talk happiness. We're going to talk happy occasions. Happiness abounds with the stamp set of choice, obviously. So if you are watching this on replay, or if you're not working and you are actually at home, then please do grab anything that you've got, florals, any colouring materials, and some floral stamps, and come and stamp along with me, because I'd love to get you crafting along and give you some happy time today. So hi, Cindy, nice to have you here. Where are you jumping in from? And Wendy, hello. You like my new hair shades? I know, it's very gorgeous, grape and blackberry bliss, and then a little bit still of the pink, and then somewhere under here, if I do a little bit of a, which way have I can't remember which way I'm supposed to be doing my hair. That way? No, this way. If I do this way, there's a little bit, oh, you can't see it very well. There's a little bit of parakeet party in there somewhere. You might see a flash of it later, but there's a tiny bit because one of our team dared me to put some parakeet party in. Well, I'm not going to say no to a dare, right? So it's in there. Oh, Rhode Island. Hi, Cindy. Hey, that's brilliant. Oh, you did some classes from other demos. That's nice. Excellent, Cheryl. So you had some downtime. That's good. Patricia, you've been crafting and saw Downton Abbey on Friday. Oh, isn't it amazing? Oh, had to take my tissues, but it was a good one. So yes, if you've seen Downton Abbey, the movie, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Patricia was crafting and saw Downton Abbey on Friday, and she likes my new hair. Pat always loves my new hair. So thank you, Pat. But yes, Downton Abbey, the film. Oh, amazing. Really good. And we just finished the last set of, we just saw the final Spider-Man movie, all of the Marvels. We've been watching them since Christmas, one a week on a Saturday night. And we've been watching them all, and we finally watched one, the last one that we've got, which is the Spider-Man, I don't know, whichever one the last one is. Not Homecoming, Far From Home, No Place Like Home. Oh no, that's Dorothy. I don't know. It's one of those ones. And that was a bit sad too, I have to say. It was a good movie though. Excellent movie. So I recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. Wendy says the challenge is accepted. Oh, okay. Is that the crafting challenge? You're going to come do some crafting with me? That would be great. I'd like to see that. Come and do some. That would be fab. Okay, we better get started because we've just been waffling on now for I don't know how long. So let's switch over and have a look at what I've got on my desk. So I'm just going to put my lights on. Hey, there we go. So now we've got some light on the situation coming in. Fabulous. Okay. Hey, Julie. You're here too. That's lovely. Okay, so we're going to talk happy occasions, and this stamp set screams happy to me. Well, first of all, it's in the title, so that's always a good look, isn't it? If it says happy, if it's got happy in the title, we're generally looking for happy occasions, so that's a good tip. But it's got congratulations, wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. Best wishes, happy birthday, I said congratulations, haven't I? So these 4 specifically, I figure would work for some really good, wedding cards, engagement cards, birthday cards, anniversary cards, and just cards when you want to send people some happy thoughts. So that's why I thought I would do use this set for today, because it gives us all those feelings of happy. And I'm going to start off, as I always do, really simple. A spot of colouring. Let's move that out of the way so it's not blinding everybody. I always start off with a very simple note card and envelope design, because this is how most people start, right? You get card blanks from a local craft shop or magazine or online, or wherever you get them. You get some card blanks and you come home and you try and do some crafting, and you want to know what to make with your card blanks. So you can stamp directly onto them, which I do very often. But if I want to use my alcohol markers, and I use my Stampin' Blender alcohol markers, but you might have different, that's fine. But any alcohol markers are going to be exactly the same. Before Stampin' Up had blends, before they had these, and even before blendabilities, I was using Pro markers, which is another make that's here in the UK, and I know some people use Copic and all that kind of stuff. I have to say I prefer these to Pro markers because they're wetter than Pro markers. Pro markers are quite dry, and I like these ones because they give me a bit more of a blend going on. But for all alcohol markers, irrespective of which brand you're using, they do bleed through your cardstock, and you do need a really nice, good cardstock that's going to accept the ink and allow you to work with it, but it will bleed through. So if you're doing it on a note card and you just go straight onto the card, either you've got to put something on the inside to cover it, which is possible, or you just cut a piece of cardstock ready for the outside, and then we're just going to stick it on. So this is my tip for if you're doing it onto a note card or a card blank of any type. It's always good to cut a piece and then use that as your front. Okay, so we're going to go for a very simple card here, and I'm looking around. I haven't got my memento out. That would be silly. So we need memento ink because this is specifically designed to work with our blends, and in fact a good black ink is needed for any alcohol markers, and it has to be water-based, because if it's alcohol or solvent-based, it will bleed into your colour because it's alcohol and alcohol. Okay, so we need a nice ink, and I'm just going to go with the Big Rose image because I figure that's a good starting point. Make sure I've got lots of ink. This is a felt pad, so you'll see I press a lot firmer on a felt pad than I do on a foam pad. Let it absorb in. You don't necessarily have to hold it, you're just trying to let it absorb in, and then you get a nice crisp image. I find people who don't stamp very well or struggle with their stamping, a lot of the time it can be because they lift it off too soon, they don't allow the ink to absorb, or they don't have the right even pressure going on. So the Hues of Happiness papers, which I'm using a lot of in my cards today, have like the most colours you could possibly think of, right, in one pack. So they have, so this is the papers, right? So these are the papers. And you can see that there's lots and lots and lots of flowers in here. I'm just moving my microphone lead so it's not in the way, but I hope I'm not losing audio. So you can see there's loads and loads of colours at the back here. And on the back, it tells you what they actually are. So we've got Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Pool Party, which just goes to show there's quite a lot of pinks, blues, purples, yellows, and greens. Okay. So lots of colours in that sort of area. So I've got some more that I've done previously, but I'm going to show you just some at the moment with pinks and purples. Okay, so I didn't pick up Fresh Freesia, which was silly. I picked up Highland Heather just for a little bit of a darker tone. So I've got Melon Mambo, Highland Heather and Flirty Flamingo for my pinks and purples. But I'm going to do, you could do this with just 2 colours. So I'm going to use just the Highland Heather and the Flirty Flamingo. Okay, because you don't need to have a lot to create some beautiful creations. Okay, so let's start off, and I tend to start off dark and then move to light. So I'm going to start with some dark in the centre. I'm not being at all careful. Okay, and then I'm going for my really lightest colour in Flirty Flamingo. Now this is quite an orangey colour. Okay, so you do have to kind of blend this in a little bit because it's quite orangey, but that's okay. And I'm doing what I call the highlights. So these are all the bits of the petal that have curled over, and I'm making the assumption that the bits that have curled over are lighter than the bits that are underneath. That could be a wrong assumption, so you could do it the opposite way around if you wanted to, but for me I always figure that things that have reached, like have come forward towards the light, are going to be a bit lighter than the stuff that's underneath. So that was my only decision in making that choice. And it could be wrong, who knows. I'm going to say that that's curled under as well. Sometimes it's hard to tell, you just have to go with it. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the brush end, and I use the brush end to just put in a little bit sort of in the middle of the big areas. And you can tell I'm not doing anything particularly careful. Just pop a bit in there. And that gives me a little bit of a base colour underneath. Now I'm going to go in with my light Highland Heather all the way over the top of that. And you're thinking, wow, that looks really rubbish. And you know, okay, it's not looking the best at the moment, but bear with. Okay, so just going over. And you can work, you know, if this was a bigger flower, I'd say work 1 petal at a time, but actually it's quite a small flower in relatively speaking. So we're just going to go over the whole thing. Now you notice I get very quiet when I colour. And that's because colouring in and of itself is a creative thing. And so we're talking about happy and, you know, happy occasions and all that kind of stuff. But we should also remember that colouring itself is also a happy thing to do. It actually releases some dopamine from the brain doing anything creative, and then that's why you kind of relax. I find colouring very relaxing. I can lose hours, which sometimes is a good thing. Sometimes you need that, right? You just need that chill out, wind down, come in from work. You know, even me, I'm still working I know I'm crafting, but it's still working. Some of the days I have to do no crafting at all. It's rude. And I just have to do like IT work and stuff. So for me, crafting is still my go-to chill out. This is how I'm going to feel like a bit more relaxed of an evening. And last night Sean was watching the golf and I was just playing, colouring in. He said, "You were out there for ages." I said, "I know, because once you get going, you just get going." And although, you know, I can't say that it's a cure for anything, because I'm not a medical doctor, just in case you weren't aware. I'm just a crafter. All I can tell you is it makes me feel happy doing a spot of colouring. And you're looking at that going, still looks rubbish, Pip. Yeah, I know. Bear with. Men, they don't get it, says Zaina. Yeah, I know. Although, to be fair, he does do photography, so he does kind of get some of it. You know, when he's off doing his photography, he kind of gets lost. And when he plays his guitar, he gets lost. But I don't think he could ever sit and stamp and get lost or colour in quite the same way that we do. Okay, so now what I'm doing, just so you know, you're just like, what's she doing? What's she doing? I'm taking the dark Highland Heather and I'm just adding in a bit more dark to this base here. And I think I've realised I haven't actually put the very light petal pink. I think I did the dark one, did I? I don't know. Can't remember now. I'm just looking, I've got the dark one in front of me, so I'm thinking maybe I did the dark. So we're going back in with some real dark elements. Yeah, I think that'll do. Just to give some sort of highlights and lowlights. Then taking some of that. Oh yeah, no, I didn't. I definitely didn't do this one. I'm just going to change a few colours and add a little bit of this pink, which is a bit striking. But you know, flowers don't necessarily have to be regular. You can make them whatever you want, which I like. And this one's going to be, this is an Ange flower. If Ange is watching, or when Ange watches, she'll like this one. It's got purples in it. There we go. Now I'm going to go back in with my light. This is my light Highland Heather, and this is where I now start to blend this all together. And this is the short nib, okay? Don't try and do this movement with the other nib, because you'll ruin your pens. So we're just blending that pink in. But as you build up the layers where you haven't been before will still stay lighter than the ones you're now adding in. It's really clever. Whoever came up with alcohol markers, genius. There we go. So this is a real sort of pinky purpley, and I know I'm shaking the camera, I'm so sorry. And if you don't like the sound of that, plug your ears, I'm sorry about that too. Okay. So we can really start to see now the colours building and blending. And then we just sort of wait at this point. Now we've kind of coloured everything, we just wait. Leave that a moment. Oh, Yvonne says she's got to go. It's very therapeutic. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Look, see. So Jo says she finds it really relaxing. Julie says it's very therapeutic. And Zane says it's crafting, but it's a different level. Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely. We're a different level. Of course we are. So then you can just add some tiny bits of light pink if you want to. You don't have to. But just some of these petals didn't seem to have a little bit of the... I'm okay. I'm all right with that. You can just lighten them up a little bit if you want to. There we go. And then I'm adding a So Saffron, because my Daffodil Delight's run out. Normally this would be Daffodil Delight, but it's run out on me. Just adding a little... There we go. Let's get some light up on here. Hopefully you can see that a bit better. So you can still see some of the blending pieces. I'm okay with that. If you wanted to, you can always blend these bits in a little more. But every time you add ink, you're adding another layer. So if you're going to do that, it's best to do the whole layer so that you don't end up with dodgy colory bits. And on the back, you can see this is why you don't do it direct to the cardstock. Okay, you do it like this, and then it's beautiful and blended. So that's going to be our first card. really quick and easy, wasn't it? Okay, well, maybe not quick, but you know, we did some colouring and it was nice and made us feel good. So is this the right? No, that's my old one. That's the one. I can tell it's heavier. This is my new glue. The other one's my old glue. So we'll just pop this on here and glue that down to the front of my little card. There we go. And then I want this one to say best wishes. So I have some strips of words here. No, not strips of words, strips of card even, which I can stamp. And I'm going to stamp that in Gorgeous Grape, which is just a tone, it's the darker tone than the Highland Heather. So it will have a little bit of a pop to it when you just sort of bring it out a little bit more. Move that over there for a second. There we go. So best wishes, I'm stamping it quite low, like so. There we go. And then I'm going to chop it down even further. So I'll come in about here. And then I'll come in about here, I think. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing it like that, some people don't feel comfortable cutting by hand, then if you get a good trimmer that doesn't have any, like doesn't have a big gap here, you can just position it in your trimmer. You can tell I didn't cut that end straight. Or did I? Maybe my stamping was a bit off. Let's do that. There we go. And then you can just take it down with your trimmer. So if you prefer, you can do that. Because sometimes cutting by hand can be a little bit scary. Ah, thank you. Oh, Sheila's been doing, that's good. Sheila's been blending this morning. That's lovely to hear, Sheila. Patricia says it's beautiful. Gillian says it looks 3D. Yeah, well, that's the kind of the stamp does that work with a little bit of colouring. Really does make it work like that. And yes, and I said this was just for you. So we can either pop it down. I'm going to pop it down here, but I'm going to cut this right down. Cut this right down. So it's just there and just there. And we'll just pop that up. Yes, I'm covering up a little bit of my colouring, but it's fine. You could add it up here if you want to, but I love it when it's down here like this. It's just, it works well from a composition perspective. And if you want to know more about composition, guess what? Guess where you can find out more about my composition ideas, etc. In my membership. Yes. In my card making know-how membership, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But generally, it's always good if it's at the lower half of the card. So that's just like, it's not a rule. Well, it is a rule. It's not a silly rule. It's a rule, but it's a sensible rule, if you know what I mean. So these are just foam pads, dimensionals, that we're going to pop that up on. I'm going to take it all the way to the edge on this side, just about. There we go. And then, because it's Stampin' Up, we have some coordinating dots, right? It wouldn't be Stampin' Up if we didn't have coordinating stuff. So we have these amazing, glorious glossy dots. And I'm going to put just a couple, just 3 of these, I think, on here. Oh, these are the big ones, aren't they? These need to go this way. Here we go. So we'll pick that up like so. I'll pop that on. I'll put that one underneath because it's a little large. I just want to sort of hide a little bit of it. There we go. And then these ones might go better with me. Yeah, here we go. Stick that one over there. And then we can pop this one just kind of going up there as a flourish. There we go. So that's card number 1 for today. Happy occasions, best wishes. So you're sending best wishes to somebody. Could be on their anniversary, could be on their birthday, could be anything. You're just sending happy occasions, best wishes to somebody. Okay, so that's that one. Now I've got a couple where I'm just going to use some cardstock, some papers even. So let's pull out the amazing papers that go with this suite. Oh, now look at that. That just makes me happy looking at it, doesn't it? Doesn't that make you happy just looking at it? Isn't it just gorgeous? Gorgeous, great for your back. I'm going to add a bit of ribbon in now because there's always something happy about a bit of ribbon, I say. And again, pop it down there. This time I'm just adding some, oops, all that. Don't do it upside down, Pip. Do it when you can actually see what your hands are doing. There we go. That's better. Right, so now this is crinkled. It's supposed to be crinkled. I know a few of you, this makes your eyes go funny and you want to get your ironing board out. But it does look nice crinkled, honest. And of course you can colour it with your blends and do all that stuff as well. But I'm just using it plain white here, just as a bit of a sort of focal point to bring your eye. Yeah, Pat says this new DSP is gorgeous, and I think it is my favourite. I've got all of them, obviously, because I've been working on my paper party retreat projects, and I have to say that there are some stunning papers this year, but this one, oh my, this one is just gorgeous. So, well, I mean, really, it speaks for itself, doesn't it? You really don't need to do more than that with this paper. So we're just going to not do very much more than that. We're going to add a little word thing here. And again, both of these cards, you'll notice, this would be great for a wedding, don't you think? I think so. I think this would be smashing. So we're going to go again, gorgeous grape. Oh, actually, no, maybe melon mambo. Oh, let's do melon mambo. My favourite pink before polished pink came out, and then I kind of got a bit distracted. So let's go polished melon mambo. Congratulations. There we go. So this could be congratulations for anything. And we'll leave this one slightly larger. So I'm just going to go up here like so. I love the fact you can see through these stamps. Makes it so much easier. Not that that's massively straight. It's not bad, is it? It's okay. And then I'm going to banner the end. So we'll just chop that off. Up the middle. Best tip I ever got from a Stampin' Up convention, that was to cut up the centre first and then join your little other bits. Oh, it's fantastic because it always works. It's great. I love a trick that always works, you know. Sometimes, yeah, they don't always work. Right, so now we're going to use some bigger dimensionals or foam pads. I like the fact that they're now calling them foam pads on the actual labels, which is what most people call them, foam pads. We call them dimensionals because they're trademarked, and they are actually this shape, I think, is trademarked to Stampin' Up. It's a fantastic idea because you get them right in the corners of stuff, and you can make squares and everything. Now, do I want to hide all the ribbon? No, I'm not going to hide all the ribbon. I'm going to show some of the ribbon underneath this. Pop that there. Pop that there. Wow, that's a card, didn't it? That's a card done. Now then, which ones should we use on here? Why don't we use some pool party ones? These ones, because I think they'll show up a little bit more against the background. He's gorgeous. Just yummy. So I'm going to attach this one and sort of anchor that ribbon down there like that. Oh yeah, that looks good. And then we'll pop this one. We'll stick this one over here. And then we'll pop a little one just in here, I think. There we go. Works nicely against the yellow. So there we go. And you see those gorgeous dots. They just add a little bit of shine to what's otherwise a very basic card, but it just lets the paper sing. Isn't that just beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, you like that tip? Jo says she likes that tip. Yes, top tip. Just cut up the center and then cut in from either side. Makes it work beautifully. So now we've got this one and we've got this one. So same product suite, two completely different looks. Then what else have we got? So I've also got loads of stuff here pre-cut ready for me to do my suite of possibilities this month, because it is also with Hues of Happiness. Ta-da! Right, so this time I'm going to show you this one. So do you remember last week? This all came about because of you guys, right? Do you remember last week I said we did the men's cards last week, right? We did all things about men. So this is what we did. And I said last week, oh, wouldn't it be good if I just switch these up and turn them into like feminine cards? Well, that got me thinking. So I decided to do that. So now we've got a pool party base and some more of that beautiful designer series paper, which you just can't get enough of, really. Oh, hi, Paula. Paula says, hello, everyone. She's late. She's watching on catch up, but she's watching from Wyoming. Yeah, well, you can carry on watching everything afterwards, can't you? That's the beauty of this. So thank you, Paula. She liked my card. So I'm going to use a So Saffron circle instead of the crumb cake cut circle here. Crumb cake, that's the word, Pip. Oh, don't drop that. That's for later. Right, so we'll just do this one quickly. And instead of like the little number one, I didn't have the little number one. And really the smallest thing in here is one of these little, actually I've got a smaller one. Let's see if the smaller one might be better. The smallest one in here are these little 3 flowers. Like a little spray of 3 flowers. I quite like that. So we're going to use that. So this uses a circle punch, and I think even if you're a very new crafter, chances are you've got a circle punch. I think all of us had circle punches to start off with. It's probably the most used punch I had. I think when I was just starting out, everything was on a circle because I didn't have a die cutting machine when I first started. You know, it was all stickers and labels, and I'm not stamping these very well. Come on, Pip, get a grip. But you know, stamps and labels and stickers and peel-offs and all that kind of stuff. And my circle punch was the only thing I had that kind of allowed me to add any dimension or layers before I got a die cutting machine. And I think most people can relate to that. There we go. That's all right, isn't it? That's coming up quite nice. I've got something sticky on there. What's that? No, all the horses. I've got something sticky. Get rid of that. I don't know what that is. That's better. Right. So I thought, right, well, we'll go with a circle. Obviously, I don't have a car or anything, but I have a flower. So let's pick another colour from in here. We've got Melon Mambo this time. Oh, I could do it. No, I don't think I can get away with a Night of Navy Rose, even though there is Night of Navy. It's early morning and you're off. Oh, excellent. That's nice. So you're off all day, so you're going to have a chance to catch up. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to go with this rose here, which might not be the one you'd necessarily think of, because there are these other 2 roses that you could go with. Actually, that one probably be easier to cut out, but never mind, I'm here now. So I'm going to go with this one, but I'm going to cut this stem off. I don't like this stem. So, I mean, I do like it, but not on this card. So I'm just going to come straight in here. And I think we forget that you can actually change your stamps just by either masking something off or cutting it out. Sometimes cutting it out is very satisfying. Also, something that makes me happy is a little bit of fussy cutting. I know, I never used to. Used to hate it. But I think now everything's dies. Sometimes it's nice to just fussy cut. And there are dies for this, by the way, in case you're thinking, oh no, I don't want to fussy cut everything. If you are a card maker and you do have a die cutting machine, do not panic. You can die cut these flowers out. Not sure about this one actually, but you can definitely cut the rest of them out. It's got so many lovely dies in this, which you'll see more of those in the week. What day am I in? Not this month, next month. Next month, Suite of Possibilities. Last week was our Suite of Possibilities. You've got 4 weeks, and we're going to do Happiness Abounds, which will be lovely. I mean, can you imagine what I'll have made by then? So many ideas floating around in my head. Okay, so here we go. We're nearly there now. Talk amongst yourselves while I just do this bit, or make sure you're stamping along. And maybe you're die cutting yours out for speed. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to bring out my other staple from my stable. That doesn't sound right. Staple from my crafty stash, my little Winker Stella. And we're going to have just a little bit of Winker Stella all over this flower, just so it's a bit more sparkly, really. Bit sparkly, bit pink. It does make it a little grayer sometimes, depending on how much sparkle you've got coming out of your pen. So just be aware of that. But it's that silver sparkle. I'm going to let that dry for a moment. Right, let's put this together. So the other card didn't have, obviously the sentiment was part of the actual main piece. Oh, there we go. Julie knows. See, she says there are dies for all of the flowers. Well done, thank you. I thought there were, but I couldn't remember because I haven't cut that particular flower out yet. Yet, she says. Alrighty. So I'm going to put this down on here. Come on. Come a little bit further over. Don't be annoying. Let's put that. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to put the flower. I'll put the flower on dimensionals, possibly. Which way up I want this? I'm kind of thinking that's got a stem at the bottom, so I'm kind of thinking I want the flower sort of here-ish. And then I'm going to put words across it. So I think I'm going to stick this flat to here. Stems down. I'm hiding the yellow ones because this is so yellow. I don't want to add more yellow, if you know what I mean. So I'm hiding most of the yellow ones. Move it up a bit, Pip. That's not straight. There we go. And then we're going to put this up on some dimensionals. Can I get one in there? Yes, good. Otherwise it's going to be a bit soggy. I should have used smaller ones. I'm going to put smaller ones on those, just so that we can have a bit of, make sure it just stays nice and proud, as it were. Okay, and pop this in the middle here, like so, just slightly off, I think. Because now I'm going to put a word across the bottom. What should we put across the bottom? What haven't we used? Happy birthday we haven't used, have we? That would be a nice long one. Let's use happy birthday. And we will put this in Night of Navy. We're going to go all round the colours. All round the colours. Oh no, this is inky because I just re-inked it. So let's pop this down. I'm going to trim this one off a bit. Again. Oops, there we go. Now I'm going to let that dry because that's very inky. I don't know if you can see how dark and deep that is and how wet that is. That's definitely been re-inked this morning. Oh dear. Right, so we'll just waft that around for a minute. I didn't colour these, Jane. This was not my colouring. The other colouring was mine. But I think you might be joining us a little late. But it's nice to have you here. Thank you for saying that it's lovely colouring. There's more of that to come. Right, so when that's dry, pop that back in my trimmer. And I want to do, let's do 2 centimetres. There we go. Stay. Nice. Oh, that went off. Now, if it goes off, and you have to do a very tiny trim, it basically, I must have moved my hands. Then I recommend putting it in a guillotine, which I know people are going to go, oh, mind your fingers. Actually, maybe that is straight after all. No, it's definitely. See, I can tell it's just slightly crooked. There we go. Just to get that little bit straighter. Okay, so this is going to come in here. I'm going to cut this right down to here. I think I'm going to leave the other side though, that's fine. I probably shouldn't have put a dimensional quite so close to the edge of that because now it's stuck. But that's okay, I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals. Is it me or is that up at the end? Yeah. Must be my eyes. So I'll pop this up on dimensionals. Okay. Like so. There we go. And so that's now a, where should we go? About there, tucks in quite nicely. There we are. So now that is a copy and slightly adjust. Copy and selectively edit is what they call it, from one to the other, from the men's card to the female card. It's all right, isn't it? It doesn't look anything like each other, but they are actually exactly the same, apart from the strip. And then I'm going to add some sparkles, because we had dots on the other one. This time, oh, colours, yellow, I think, because I think that will go with the that So Saffron circle. These are Daffodil Delight though, so they are slightly brighter, but that's okay. Pop one up there. And then nice on the dark blue there. Just tuck one under there. There we go. Pretty. You like? I think that's all right. That's all right. So we've got 2 very simple cards. We've got happy occasions, happy birthday, congratulations, could be wedding or anything else, and then a best wishes with colouring. So you saw how I coloured that flower. Well, last night I coloured this sheet of flowers. I'm not going to do it online because it took me 2 hours. It takes a while. It does take a while, I'm not going to lie. And some are definitely better than others. And then over here I made a complete faff with my stamping, but that's okay. I thought I can put something over that. I'm not going to stop. And then here my ink pen decided to splatter, but I thought that's okay. That's creative. We can cope with a bit of splattering. But I've done it in this cross shape because then you can cut it out and turn it into cards. So now we're going to cut it up. So you want to do 10.5 one way, because that's half a sheet of A4, and then 14.9 this way. And I do it so it's the same size as a card base to start off with, and then you can trim accordingly. So I'm going to trim all of these down. It's a great way of getting 4 cards really quickly. There we go. You'll be like, oh no, she's cut them all to pieces. Right, so now you just decide which way up you want these to go and where you want to put your sentiments or, you know, whatever else you want to put on them. See, a nice sentiment down here would look good. This one I'm going to put, I think, this way, and I can put a circle here with a sentiment on it or another flower and a label that way. So that is not all, that's not all lost. And then these ones, I'm just going to chop them down a bit. So now we need to go down to 14.4. I wouldn't go any lower than that. Go down to like your second base in, second level in. If you go down too far, you lose too much of it. Oh, you like that? Good. And then this one the same. There we go. This side. Okay, let's just make these two to start off with because we've only got another short while to go. And then you just need a matching or different base. So you could put them on white. So they would look nice on a white base. So let's just do one of those because I don't think I've got any spare. She says, trying to grab a piece of white cardstock. How hard could it be? Well, apparently hard. So then this we're going to chop to 14.9. It's basically 14.9 and a smidge under. It's not. Oh, and I did it again. I keep forgetting to score before I cut because it makes it so much quicker. But hey ho. So we could do white, but I'm also thinking it would be quite nice to pull out some of those other colours. So let me see what I have in my little collection here. Well, we've got a nice night of navy. Might go with the blue one. I'm looking for, I've got a polished, no, yeah, polished pink. That's no good. Got a flirty, that would work. We've got a mango melody. That would also work. Dun, dun, dun. More polish. Well, have I not got any? Looking for a melon mambo, but I don't think I've got a melon mambo. Shock horror. That's too light. That's not pink enough. Hang on a minute. What have I got down here? Must have a melon mambo somewhere, surely. That one's already scored, so let's take that one. More flirty. Dun, 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 dun. No, they're all red. Oh, no. That's polished pink. Petal pink. Ugh. Well, I need to be cutting some more. It just goes to show what I don't use very often, doesn't it? Right, so let's just do this flirty one and see. I haven't really got any yellows. Oh, what's this? That looks like a yellow. Ha! Here we go. That's a daffodil. There we go. That'll be good. We'll use a daffodil, a night of navy, and a flirty. Let's see how they go. Then we can decide which ones we want. Oh, black. Julie, now, see, black. Stunning. I never think of black. I don't know why, because I love black cards. There we go. Right, so this was the idea I was trying to tell you. If you put it in at your normal score measurement and score, and then turn and cut it, you get 2 for the price of 1. Which is, you know, always always like a bog off, don't we? Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, I'm with you. Because we haven't got them, yeah, I think this has got to be either white or black, this one. So I'm just going to do my thingy. There we go. That, I think, is going to look stunning on that. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Really nice. Yes, Jackie says, I like this. Jackie says she loves a stamped one-sheet wonder, or OSW, which is what it's often shown as, and it's her go-to when making a stash of cards. Yeah. I would say maybe not if you're colouring them all by hand, because that took me rather a long time. But generally, I'm with you. Like if it's two-step stamping where you colour in the flowers, I'm all for that. Now that looks nice on there, I think. I think that looks good. Then we've got this one, which is my little disaster. I might put that on white, see what that looks like. Might need to layer that up with a few oh, that needs cutting down. I haven't cut these ones down yet, have I? And then this one I think I'll put on the night of navy. That would look lovely. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so there we go. So that's our starters, but let's just finish these ones off. So I think these would make fantastic wedding cards or happy birthday cards. It's a great little set of cards that you can make with that. So you can either stamp straight on, or if you're feeling that's a little nervy, then you just do what I always do and you use a label. Now, if you have a die cutting machine, you can of course use some pre-cut labels. Just wanted to see, this one will just about fit, but it cuts off that nice swirly edge, and I like the swirly edge. So I'm going to do a long one for this, and I'm going to do it in, I think black actually might work on this one. Just thinking colours, maybe granny apple green. Let's add some brightness. Let's do a granny apple green. There we go. Yes, lots of good ideas coming through on the chat. Here's one from another one from Jackie. Great notelet gift. Absolutely. When you've done a whole set, you could give them to somebody else. So that is a really good idea. So granny apple green to make it nice and zingy. And probably if it's a wedding card, I probably would add a little bit of ribbon to this, I think. It looks a dirty yellow, but I'm just trying to... No, it's not a dirty. That's all right. Okay, so this is from Potted Succulents die set. And it has this gorgeous, long, kind of curvy die. Isn't that nice? Just like it because it's, you know, pretty. Okay, so now we need some coordinating ribbon. So let's see what we've got that coordinates with that. Not a lot, to be fair. Not a lot that I've got here anyway. Got some evening evergreen. Oh, pool party. Here we go. Pool party sheer. Can't go wrong with a bit of pool party sheer, and it kind of matches with the roses as well. So we'll end up covering a little bit, but because it's sheer, you'll still be able to see through, which is nice. So I'll put that bit over there. And then bring that over here. Make sure it's kind of straight. One thing I always forget to show you is I use my grid paper to do most of the time to do mine, to make sure that my ribbon is straight. So it doesn't matter where you line it up, just make sure you've got a straight edge there, and then check your ribbon. Yeah, see, it's a bit high on this side. I thought it might be. Just bring that down a bit. There we go. And then see how it looks. That's a bit better. Perfect. Marvellous. Works well for me because I've got astigmatism, so it helps me to not send out wonky cards, which nobody needs a wonky card, do they? So I think not only are we having some happy occasions here, but I think we're all in agreement that card making and colouring makes us feel happy. And I always say that card making gives you a double dip of happy, because you get one dip of happy when you're actually making the card, like because you're relaxed and you're enjoying it and you're having a good time. And then the other dip of happy comes when you actually send the card or give the card to somebody that you care about. And then you see that they, you know, like the card that you've given them, and it makes you feel good that you've given them a card and told them that you were thinking about them. So that's my double dip of happy from card making. And I do think truly it makes the world a better place. I'm going to pop that straight over there, like so. And even though it's white on white, you can see it, but again, very good for a wedding card, white on white. And I don't know that I need any bling on that. I think the colouring speaks for itself. But if you wanted to, you could always put on some more of these, you know, the pool party ones would look quite nice on there, I think, if you wanted to fill in a few extra bits. Sometimes leaving a little bit of white space is good on a card. And then the final one we're going to do today, let's do this one. Oh, stunning. Even though I say so myself, I'm really chuffed how this one's turned out. So this one I'm going to make into a birthday. Maybe Best Wishes, because I think a Best Wishes is going to fit on one of these little ones here. And then the question is, do I have a layering one? It wouldn't be on there. I know what I've got. Kind of like the idea of a little bit of vellum. Need a bit of vellum, don't you think? Like a little bit of vellum with a sentiment. Just makes it different. I like that. Put a bit of vellum behind it. I don't think I've got a die cut one in the same shape. No. Okay. I've got my little pots, but I don't. But let's do it this way. This looks good. And we'll just put this straight on. And I'll do that. And I love the fact these are new out in the new catalogue. So you can grab these still. They're all available. I'm going to do this way around, I think. Or am I going to do it this way? No. So you can grab them from my online store. All the details of which are below. But also here at the bottom of the screen. So you can just head on over, decide what you like. I don't want to hide the daisy so much though. Might put it down here. What do we think? I think that might be better just down there. Nice. You're going to want to put Hues of Happiness into the search, or Happiness Abounds if you just want the bundle. But Hues of Happiness will bring up the whole suite collection, which means that you can grab all of these amazing products with one click. I love that. Stampin' Up! Are very clever cookies. And I think if you're going to get the papers and the stamp set, you might as well get the dies. If you've got if you haven't got a die machine, fair enough. But if you have got a die cutting machine, get the dies because they're great as well. And then you might as well have the gems as well, and you can just get it all in one, just in one fell swoop, which is pretty cool, I think. So I think this is definitely a suite that should be on everybody's radar. Now I'm going to do this in black because I feel like it will go best on black. There we go. This fits beautifully in this. This is from the new Stylish Shapes. Look at that. So from the new Stylish Shapes dies these. Beautiful little banner. And you know, you don't have to be new to have a, I mean, you don't have to be a seasoned crafter to have a die cutting machine. Our little mini is brilliant. And I believe that all of these little shapes fit in the mini. Fairly sure they do. Even the biggest circle. So you could just grab yourself a little mini and play with that. There we go. Put that down there. Straight. Yep. Nice. Oh yeah, that's pretty, isn't it? Not pretty. So there we go. Now we've made in literally just an hour. Okay, I did the colouring off bit yesterday. I accept that. But I did do that colouring today, and we did put these two together today. So there's 5 cards that have come out really nice. Really nice cards, I think. This whole suite just makes me happy. Which is why, of course, it's called Happiness Abounds. I'm just trying to shift this out of the way so you can see everything. Happiness Abounds. It's a good name for a good suite, which makes you happy and has lots of stuff in it for happy occasions. It's pretty cool, don't you think? What do you think? You like? If so, please do leave me a note, comment, even if you're watching this on replay. I look at all the comments, so if you're watching on replay, please just hashtag replay, and then I'll know that you're watching on replay. And if you've got any questions, let me know. If you have any friends that you think would like to know about this and see these design ideas, then please share the video, tag them, all that kind of jazz. And now I'm going to give one away because we like to do giveaways here too. Thank you, everybody. Oh, Kay's on. Hi. Oh, thanks, everybody. Got loads of lovely comments Yeah, it is. It's a very aptly named sweet, Jackie. I agree. Everybody loves them all. Gorgeous. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. That makes me feel so happy. Which is another reason why Happiness Abounds is a really good sweet, because it makes you feel happy. You like the black one, this one. See, now, isn't that interesting, Joe, that you like that one as your favourite? That's really interesting. I think it's very stylish. And then the bits that you chop off, if you chop off more of them, you can always use them on the inside for layers, or you could just use some of the papers from the suite, because that would also work. I know this one's probably Angela's favourite, because it's this one or this one, because it's purple. Sheila, you just got the embellishment pack. Oh, that's great. Cool, you got your prize. Lovely. Yay. And Linda's here. Hi, Linda. Excellent. Oh, and Belinda, hello. Oh, thank you. I love that. Look at that. What a nice way to start my Monday. You're very welcome. I'm happy that you're here with us today. But it's pretty, huh? Yeah. So pretty. Right, let's draw a prize, and one of you is going to win one of these. So let's go to Street. Now I've got to remember to actually spell it correctly this time, not like last week when I got it wrong. Right, let's share my screen. Share screen. That one. Share. Thank you. Okay, so now we choose this broadcast. Here we go. Are you ready? Everyone who's commented will be in the draw. So it'll just count you once, though. You don't have to like comment 110 times. It'll just count you once. Unless you want to, do 110 times, in which case that's fine. We've got 15 entries today. Here comes my favourite bit. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And it is Pat. Yay! That's fab. I've got your address, so that's cool. Well done, Pat. A card will be on its way to you in the post. Yay! That's fantastic. Brilliant. Right. Okay. So let's come back here for a minute. Oh, get rid of all those lights. Those lights are very bright. Don't need that. There we go. It's bright enough as it is. Excellent. So, Margaret says she loves the purple one. Yeah, Pat, you're getting lots of well dones. I'm not sure if she's still here or if she's had to dash off because it was her morning. So she might have had to dash off and do something. But don't worry, Pat. Even if you didn't know, it'll be coming to you in the post. There'll be a nice surprise. So thank you for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember, you can come back anytime, any Monday. I'm here. And you can catch me on replay on YouTube at any point. So that's good. And if, as I say, if you want to buy, this is the address, queenpipcards.com/store. It's not difficult. It's really easy. If you put shop, you'll find my retired stuff. So don't do that. Put /store and then you'll get the current stuff. Shop is retired. Store is new. That's how I've done it, just for ease of use, really. I'm glad you enjoyed your morning, Sheila, and that we could cheer you up. That's good. And then if you wanted to know a little bit more about any of the specials, we've got loads of specials going on this month as well, which also makes me happy. So if you want any of the new colours for free, you can just join the team. That would be great. Get the new InkColour ink pads, designer series paper, mixed pack of cardstock, and some fancy grid paper, which is very pretty. We have new branded merchandise up on the store at the moment, amping up, and I am loving that. And if you want to know more about me, find out more in my weekly emails, then just go to subscribe and you'll get weekly emails from me. If you are new and you would like to know more about stamping in general, maybe you have more questions or you have things that you would like to learn, then you need to come and have a look at my card making membership. Okay, you can ask me questions. You don't have to join straight away, but have a look there, see all the information, and then decide whether it's for you or not. But it kind of helps you, guide you through step by step if you're new to card making. So that's it. I think I don't have anything else that I need to tell you about. I think we are a wrap. So thanks everybody for watching. I will see you same place, same time here next Monday. And in the meantime, have a fantastic week. Thanks for watching. Take care now. Bye-bye.